Hello. How is everyone doing? Today, I'm going to be offering, as always, a pick a card reading as well as mini readings. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to, I don't know, this moon, it just it feels different. It's hitting different. Hello, Critty. Hello, Darlene. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, please make sure to grant StreamYard permission so that I get to see your name, just like Critty, Darlene, and Tosher have over on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't think you have to. I think it just kind of does it for you. So there's a little bit of a new format with regards to how I'm running these today. How I'm running my Thursday lives. As always, I'm going to talk about what's happening astrologically so that you can be prepared for the week ahead, really see what is coming up. And then I will be offering mini readings for the people I feel drawn to, the people that kind of I feel energetically connected to. And then so that everyone gets a reading at the end, I have a pick a card. So if you want, you can pick card A, B, or C to make sure that you get the reading, the divine guidance that you are seeking at this time. But I encourage everyone to sit and sip as I offer others readings. Why? Because as much as we are individual people, we also have we're also experiencing a collectiveness, right? A collective experience. So it is worth seeing, hearing what other spirit guides, ancestors are talking to them about, because it might resonate with you. So that's a little bit about how things are changing as well. I'm no longer posting this into the witches corner of the Witch's Inn. It is going to be on my Facebook page from now on, as well as Balance Support and Self-Care Studio and YouTube. I'm looking to kind of change up the energy a little bit, become more aligned with where my guides are asking me to go, and really step out into that new realm, that new ethers. So now I see quite a few people here that are joining us. So sit and sip a while. I'm Karina, and welcome back to the Witch's Inn. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait to share energy with you. And if you are a generational witch that has joined me quite a few times here at the Witch's Inn, thank you so much for your continued support. It means literally the world to me. You help me grow and prosper, and I am so grateful for whether you are new or whether you are a generational witch here at the inn. So let's get into it. This lunar eclipse, am I right? Oh my goodness. So this is going to be happening. It is the longest lunar eclipse in like 300 years, like, or I don't know, maybe I read that wrong, but like, it's ridiculous. It's the longest one, at least in this decade, at least in this century. It's going to last quite a while. If you are in the Eastern time zone, it's happening between 1 and 6 a.m. I will definitely be getting up. I'm going to be going to bed a little bit early, setting an alarm so that I can head outside and watch this amazing astrological event. I'm going to sit under the moon. I'm going to talk to the moon. I'm going to really allow the moon to speak to me, allow this season of transformation, this Taurus moon to help me cultivate what I'm bringing into life, how I'm looking to transform, how I'm looking to grow. Dana, you are so welcome. I just love you, my dear. I love all of you that join me. It really means a lot. So, if you're looking to harness the energy of this moon, if you're really looking to kind of like go deep, first of all, look at the season that we're in, the sun sign that we're in. We are in Scorpio season. What does that ask for? Transformation. Okay. You might have noticed, 2021 has been like, into the thick of it. It's been a year. Like, people keep talking about, like, I'm still processing from 2019. Bitch, get over it. It's time to move on. We're in 2021. We're getting ready for 2022. The world is not waiting for you. The planets are not waiting for you. It's time to catch up. All right. That is what this Scorpio season is asking. It's showing you, like, look at what you've done. Look at what you've accomplished. Look at during this panty all the things that you have brought into your existence, okay? Either by yourself or through your community. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's here, it's staying, it's begging for your attention, and it's ready. It's ready for you to claim it. So, here we are at the beginning of eclipse season, the last eclipse season of 2021, under this amazing, glorious Taurus full moon. And what does Taurus say? All right, if you're ready to claim it, if you're ready to step through this transformation, plant those seeds and allow them to grow. Allow them to actually create what you're wanting to create, to go where you're wanting to go. Sorry, my hair looks stringy, and I'm sorry. My hair is like the only vanity I allow for myself. Well, not allow, but I openly grant to myself. So I'm going to fix it. Okay. Anyways, so this Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. I mean, it is like, it's coming. Like, yeah, yes, get it. 2022. Like, now is the time to start thinking of 2022, right? We often kind of wait until this New Year's, around Christmas, around Yule, to be like, oh, what was this reflection of this past year? What did this bring me? No, start reflecting on that now. Use this eclipse season. I mean, it's happening during Scorpio season. Eclipse season usually doesn't happen until the around the winter solstice, in that kind of December, getting ready for those dark months kind of energy. So claim it. Like, look and see the transformation that you have created since 2019, 2018, 2017, like your whole life. Look at the chapters in which you have lived, right? Look at the chapters in which you have survived and ask yourself, where am I ready to thrive? What transferable skills? Let's not, downplay our transferable skills. What transferable skills do I have that I get to now utilize as lessons, not failures, not missed opportunities, but lessons into this brand new year. 2022 is a 6 year. This is love. I mean, 2021, if you follow numerology at all, it's a year of challenges. It's a year of challenges that show you who you are, what you're made of, and it's just like, I need you to see yourself. I need you to see all of you. I need you to be in this energy, sit with it, get uncomfortable, so that when that 6th year comes around, when 2022 comes around, you're not, twiddling your thumbs and going, man, I really wish that a white knight would come and save me. You're going, wow, look at all the things that I can accomplish because I've had no choice but to accomplish them in the last little while, right? In the last couple years, in the last couple months. So take the energy of Scorpio season. Take this energy of this full lunar eclipse in Taurus and cultivate. cultivate the life that you want to live. Live in the energy that you are ready to bring. It's interesting because I've been seeing a lot of photos of myself lately where I'm having to bend down to fit in the frame with other people. And I mean, when we sit with a curious mind, and Scorpio asks to sit with a curious mind, um, so that you can go into those depths, into those waters in order to allow for rebirth to happen. Um, I'm looking at them, and the thought that came up was like, even though I might bend for others, it doesn't mean my light doesn't shine as bright, right? I was sitting for a tarot reading this morning, and it was a fellow Scorpio. And I said to the Scorpio, when someone lets you know that your energy is too much, that doesn't mean that you now dim your light. What that means is that you adjust the energy so that you're still showing up as you, but that you get to honor that space, that vulnerability, that boundary that someone else has brought forward for you. So you're still living in your light, but you're not bending your will. You're not bending who you are. You're not diminishing anything of the existence, the essence of who you are. As a Scorpio, we rule that sacral chakra, right? That's intimidating, right? The sacral chakra is where birth, death, and rebirth all happen. And if you are a womb bearer, it happens on a monthly cycle. If you are someone who follows the moon, you see that cycle every single month. If you follow the wheel of the year and you have all four seasons, if you're lucky enough, if you're privileged enough to experience all four seasons, you get to see the birth, death, and rebirth cycle. Today, we were out walking our dogs, and I happened to look up around the trees in our area, and most of them have completely lost their leaves. And I grieved a little bit because I was like, oh man, I don't really feel like I got to notice the colors change. So next year, I'm not going to mourn too much, but next year I'm going to take a note, and I'm going to make sure that I take some extra time to really notice the change. And I takes the extra time not to just be doing the internal work, but notice that external work. And so when we're looking at this lunar eclipse, see that healing, see that change that's happened within yourself. Notice that you might be that bare tree now, ready to just kind of rest and allow this cultivation process, this integration of everything that happened over the last year, over the last few years, to take hold, to root itself down deeper into your being, into your essence, into who you are. And, I think a tree that's bare is just as beautiful as a tree that's completely fully bloomed. Its beauty is just in a different way. It's in a different perspective. So where can you switch your perspective? Where can you maybe where you've been turning your gaze outward, that you need to turn your gaze inward? And maybe where have you been focusing too inwardly, and you're ready to switch that. You're ready to change that look for outwardly. So yeah, that's a little bit about what this Taurus moon is asking, right? Where the beginning of this eclipse season is happening. Eclipse season is all about a perspective shift. The eclipse season is we're graced to have two eclipse seasons every year, usually around the winter solstice and the summer solstice. This year it is a little bit, we're ending a little bit earlier so that we can really enjoy that season of Yule, so that we can really go into these dark months knowing who the hell we are, what we bring to the table, and what we've already accomplished. So when we're looking at the challenges ahead, we get to just be like, yeah, this is a piece of cake, you know? This is something that, yeah, it might also bring its own challenges, but I don't need to sit in the worry or the overwhelm that can happen when I'm met with those, because I've faced one of the biggest challenges in my life, and I've had to learn how to navigate new normals through this panty. So why not start believing in myself to the full extent that the universe, my spirit guides, my ancestors, God, whoever it is, wants me to believe in myself, take notice of the signs, take notice of the people who are showing up in your life, past or present. Um, what are they saying to you? What are they saying about you? How are they talking about themselves? How are they talking about their situation? Observe. Notice your internal dialogue when that happens. If they're telling you're an amazing person, if they're telling you that, you're inspiring and you create change, or you're a kind soul, or you're a really good cook, or you have an amazing singing voice, or you're just very present, whatever that might be, does your internal dialogue go, they're just creating fluff, they're blowing smoke? Or do you allow ego to drop so that you can be like, yeah, wow, that is a real reflection of who I am? How can I cultivate that? How can I create a better awareness for that for myself? I think too that leading into 2022, it is that year 6. It's the year of self-love. It's the year of gratitude, not just for our mentors, but for how we mentor ourselves. How are the younger versions of who we are get a chance to speak their truth and say, look, this didn't this didn't work out the way that we wanted it to work out, but it doesn't mean that we can't try again, using again those transferable skills, those lessons of, maybe I didn't commit enough, maybe I did choose comfort, maybe I did allow other people's or my own lack of boundaries for self commitment to get in the way. And I'm willing to become the villain. I'm willing to become that witch to even my inner voice, right? Because change is uncomfortable, to my inner voice, in order to create the outcomes that I want, in order to create sustainable growth, in order to see the abundance, the wealth that is my birthright. So Taurus, if you're wanting, like, go deep. That's what I'm saying. Go deep. If you're wanting to stay on the surface, Taurus is money. Taurus is what you make, how you make it, what you think about money, your money mindset. So it's time to break the shell. It's time to allow yourself to dry out and become who you are, to see who you are. Consistency. Be consistent, you know? Are you bending to old ways of being because it's easy, because it's comfortable, even if living that life isn't comfortable? Or are you going, yep, this next 5 minutes, this next half hour, this next 20 minutes is going to be really uncomfortable as I work through and remind myself that I am worthy of what I'm bringing into my life, as well establishing new routines, right? In order to create something new, we have to be willing to do something we've never done before. So are we willing to create new routines with this Taurus moon? It's a great time to do that. It's a really great time to do that. So where could your routine kind of use a little bit of an upgrade? Um and also too, like, just when it comes to money, when it comes to abundance, right? Realizing money is frequency, realizing that abundance is a frequency, realizing that sorrow, that grief is a frequency. How can we switch that inwards and be like, all right, right now, my frequency requires this, right? Showing it compassion, but also saying that when this is done, I'm going to again get uncomfortable and allow this transformation to happen. Stop zoning out to that bigger picture, and this is the time. This is the time to get very clear on those small daily steps in order to create a consistent habit that becomes part of your bigger picture, that becomes second nature, just like all those bad habits that have been created over time that we're unconscious of, that we just live, that we just do. Um, so that we are in a growth mindset instead of a lack mentality. Um, so get uncomfortable with your day to day so that you can bring bigger comfort to that big picture over time. It takes 2 weeks to really notice. They say it takes 2 weeks to create a habit. That's not entirely true. It takes 2 weeks for you to notice a habit. Notice the positive changes that you are making in a habit. It takes 6 to 9 months to create a habit. If you are in a moment in time where you are examining and possibly reliving trauma, breaking cycles, breaking generational cycles of trauma. So many people will tell you that you attend this circle, you attend this 6 months program, and it'll work out. It'll be fine. That's not true. Trauma is an implanted, you need to get down to the roots. And sometimes that root system goes a lot farther than when you first dig it up. A dandelion will constantly regrow. It's how you respond to that trauma response. It's how you respond to the trauma that's showing up in your life that actually creates change, that actually creates growth. It's giving it room, allowing it to breathe, allowing it to do and teach you what it needs to teach you. And instead of brushing it aside and saying, oh, that was in the past, I need to move forward, going, what can this teach me now? Why? Why is this trauma resurfacing? Why is this person resurfacing? Why is this situation resurfacing? Why is it that I thought that I was over this and now it's here? It's in my face. How can I be accountable for what is happening in my life instead of life just, dragging me? So, these are things that, when we're really tuning into the moon cycle, when we're really tuning into the earth cycle, and even more so when we're learning to know who we are, when we're learning to see ourselves for who we are, what we bring to the table, that's where the real opportunity comes. It's not if you're living in grief. It's not if you're living in a place where you're struggling day to day, paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, that's a moment. It's a moment in time. It's a hard moment. I'm not gonna make it seem like it's just blasé, whatever. It's a hard moment, but it's going to be a moment that eventually you're gonna look back at and go, wow, that taught me so much. And yeah, it might not have been a lesson that I wanted to learn, but I'm glad I learned it because maybe the way that I navigated that will be able to help other people. And if not, at least I know it's going to be able to help my future self. So yeah, that's a little bit about what's going on here under this Taurus full moon eclipse. Put out your moon water, put out your crystals, journal, really take some time, be intimate, get to know the mysteries, get to know the mysteries. of yourself, right? Get to know that tapestry, that web, clear some of those cobwebs. So, Critty, thank you. I'm glad that you agree. And Jennifer and Janet, hello. And Darlene, I am so glad that you are enjoying this. It means so much to me. So today, as we tune in for our mini readings, for where I feel called for mini readings, what I would like and what we're going to concentrate on is what's your money mindset, and what are the barriers that are blocking you from your abundance. So if you've tuned in for a while here, you know that, I predict a little bit, but I'm not your normal run-of-the-mill psychic. These are really soul readings. This is a reading. I'm a Scorpio. I'm here to look at the depths of who you are and to pull that out, allow for that crossroads to present itself so that you can make a conscious decision. You can say, okay, I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm aware of what I'm doing. And now I get to make a choice instead of the universe dragging me, instead of destiny dragging me, right? I know I have free will. All right. So Nikki says that they have their candles lit. I also have this amazing black candle. Black is great for releasing negativity, for making sure that we are anything that's trying to kind of get at us, it's repelling. The black candle can absorb any of that negative energy and go forward from there. So I am open now for mini readings. But like I said, if you don't get a mini reading today, let me know in the comments down below whether you would like from the pick a card A, B, or C. And that way, everyone that is here, that is tuning in, is able to get a reading. Janet, yes. Darlene has picked C. Perfect. So Janet, let's see what your money mindset is and the barriers that are coming up to blocking that abundance for you. Barriers are blocking abundance for Janet. Thank you. King of Wands. So the King of Wands is the creative king. So what this tells me is that you might have, and I mean, it's not unusual that when we're really trying to tune into creativity, when we are trying to create a life of abundance, that our divine feminine and our divine masculine will start to be at war. What this tells me is that your divine feminine is having a power struggle with your divine masculine, and it does not want to bend to the will of the divine masculine. This might be because you've been told you're too much, you're not enough, right? This all comes down to conditioning. So getting to know this divine masculine, what do they need in order to feel productive, right? Productivity is not a bad thing. Where it becomes bad, where the divine masculine becomes overworked and overtired, is that we're constantly working from that. We're constantly using the divine feminine in order to overwork that divine masculine, right? Give them a little bit of a rest, give them a little bit of a break, but also this is internal, this is not external. However, if you have been a little bit hard, maybe on a masculine energy holder within your circle, allowing them to rest, allowing them to break. Okay. Talking to them, what creative pursuits are they wanting to engage in in order to help this abundance cycle come into fruition, come into being. I'm also hearing that this has to do with more what we would deem as like masculine tasks, things that, as a female, we might not be a woodworker. As a female, we might not, those types of things. So give into something that you wouldn't normally do with regards to a creative pursuit. Okay. To allow this divine masculine energy to really come forward and help you with that abundance that you're seeking. Okay. All right. So let me see. Darlene. Oh, Nikki has also said card C for them when I get to it. Perfect. Critty. Yes, I see you. And I will tune into your energy. Okay. You have the Four of Swords. What's blocking your abundance? Worry. You're concentrating far, 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 far too much into the future and too far into the future. It is amazing to look at big picture, but when we get too specific with what we want that big picture to look like, when it comes and it doesn't meet our expectations, we then start creating doubt, start creating lack in our own mind. So instead, say, this is, I'd like to have a successful business. I'd like to be happy in my home. And again, start, instead of putting your goals, your intention, your energy towards that big picture, what can you do today? What can you do right now in order to take a step forward into that bigger picture? So daydream, 100% daydream, but don't get lost in the daydream and then create doubt when reality doesn't meet expectation. Right. And when that happens, because it's going to, we're human, we're having a human experience. When doubt does creep in because expectation did not meet reality, give it gratitude. Thank you for showing me where I need to grow. Thank you for showing me where I need to open a window and soar a little bit higher. Maybe I was playing a little bit too safe. And so this lets me know that I'm ready to take a bigger risk, knowing the universe will catch me. Okay. So don't be afraid to soar high. And when you catch yourself living in a place of worry, um, say no, no, because this is what I've done today. So don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Honestly, every genius does it. Okay. So Tatiana says, "Hi, lovely. It's Tatiana tuning in from YouTube this time. Hello. Just for the energy going on right now with this full moon and what is happening for me, what should I be doing?" Well, Tatiana, thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. That means a lot. And here we go. You have done all that you can do, Tatiana. You are in a rest cycle. You are meant to see the abundance you've already brought into your life, to celebrate it, to live within it, and to just be there, to just see it, to just hold it. Um, when it's time to start really harvesting, when it's time to harvest this bounty, you'll know. It'll come to you. But for the time being, what you're being asked is to rest. Even plants have a rest cycle during their growth cycle. So take that time, celebrate, notice the lessons that have come to you, and When it's time, you will internally know. All right. Janet, you are very welcome. Critty, I'm glad that this, I see a little, laughing. I hope that it resonated. You're very welcome. All right, Christina. Let's see what's coming forward for you with regards to your money mindset and barriers to your abundance. What is happening? What is going on? That candle has just started to kind of tickle my nose. It smells so sweet. I love it. There we go. Two of Swords. What's interesting is that, like, usually the Two of Swords kind of, it's a little bit of a stalemate. It's seeing, okay, I have a decision that I need to make, and I might not like either or decision. But I don't see this. I think the barrier is that you're looking for a choice. And it's like, nope, there's no choice to make. It is what it is right now. Like there's nothing that needs attention at this time. So allow, we have this beautiful waning moon happening in the corner here. Allow some reflection, some time for reflection, as if you were leading into a dark moon. And just seeing, take again, kind of like what I said to Tatiana, like allowing that time, allowing that integration process to be in there, to be in that energy. What I'm hearing is like, you are exactly where you need to be right now. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you've done all that you need to do. Okay? Darlene, I do not sell candles. However, if you are in the Ontario region, if you are here in Canada, check out Humblebee for candles as well. They're here in Hamilton, and this is a lady green candle, and they're in the Stratford area. So I can't remember what her name is, but I've bought from both companies, and I really, really enjoy both candles. I just buy from each one depending on what I'm looking for. Humblebee does not dye their candles. So if I am looking for black candles, I will buy from Lady Green. So just a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of a plug for some local communities. But of course, if you have a local beekeeper around you as well, more than likely they're making candles out of their wax. So give them a look up. It's really amazing. It's a great alternative to smoke as well. All right. You're welcome, Darlene. It's Nikki. Yes, I see you. Let's see. What are Nikki's barriers to their abundance? What are Nikki's barriers to their abundance? Thank you. Knight of Cups. Okay. What I am hearing is that I know you are tired. They're pointing out the horse in this, and so there's other knights in the deck, and you can kind of tell that the horse, so I'm going to use the Knight of Swords. Notice how this person is like in action, right? The horse is in action, but you can tell that this person is driving this horse. Where in this picture, the horse is driving the action. So what I'm hearing is, in order to help your abundance, to allow the people in your life to drive their own action. Don't feel like it's your responsibility to accommodate emotional support for other people, especially if you don't have the time or just the energy to do it, right? Prioritize you and use the tools such as that horse to allow other people to drive their own emotions. Take care of your well-being, Nikki. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? This don't fear a rest cycle. Don't fear boundaries. It'll be hard. It'll be uncomfortable, but there comes a point when love it becomes enabling. And that's kind of what I'm seeing a little bit. Okay. All right. So Christina says, I feel like that I'm in the right place right now. Awesome. I'm just so used to the other shoe dropping. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to just sit in the happiness I have created. Yes, exactly. I love that. I love that. All right. Aaron. Yes. Perfect. Okay, Aaron, you have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. So what are the barriers that are remaining for you? It's seeing opportunities and then taking the opportunity. So I'm going to say worth. Again, at the beginning of this message or at the beginning of this talk, I said, oh my gosh, my brain just went bleh. Oh, if someone's saying to you, you're an inspiration, I want to work with you. I don't know what I want to do, but I know I want to work with you. So how can I work with you? Don't be afraid to just get them in your room, get them in the on the table, right? And start doing the work. Sometimes people don't know what they need. They just know they need to be in your presence, be in that place. So um take that as the opportunity and don't feel bad again around the money exchange. Just because someone might not know what they're signing up for doesn't mean that really great work can't happen. Because what they're telling me is I've worked with many people that had no idea what Reiki was. They just wanted to try it. And it does feel weird taking someone's money when they're wanting to try something, but it's their money to use. And as long as you are confident in the abilities that you have and what you're bringing to the table, then it's not going to matter. It's going to be something that benefits everyone. So what's the remaining barriers is believing in yourself and knowing that it's not your responsibility to manage other people's money and how they spend it. They want to spend money with you? All right, thank you. I had someone the other day ask me if they could tip me. 100%. You can tip me. And all they've done was sat for mini readings just on this platform. I didn't even give them a mini reading. They just listened to the talk. They found benefit in it. A year ago, I would have said no. Now, yeah, of course. You can pay me for my time, especially if you found value in that time. 100%. All right. Tosher. Nikki, you are welcome. Tosher, and then Nancy, I do see you. Nancy will be the last person that I read for. Knight of Swords, when it comes to the barriers around your abundance. Stop trying to force outcomes. Simply put, stop trying to force outcomes. Rest is clearly a really big theme in these readings. So if something is just not working, then it's not working. Let it rest. Allow your brain, allow your intuition, allow your guides time to kind of recalibrate what's happening so that inspiration can come to you, the solution can come to you. When you're staring at a problem, you're seeing it from the same eyes as even if you switch around things. You're still going to see it from the same eyes. So getting up, stepping away, even if it's like stepping away for an hour, stepping away for a day, I'm hearing leave it for a week or a little bit longer. Just allow things to breathe a little bit will help this energy for sure. Okay. And Nancy, I'm at work on the COVID unit and might have to go at any time though. Okay. Can you explain that a little bit more? I'm at work on the COVID unit and might have to go at any time though. So what, I'm not sure what that last half means. Could you clarify that for me, please, before I read for you? And for those who didn't get a card reading today, just a reminder to pick A, B, or C in order to get a pick a card reading. A, B, or C. And if you've already had a reading today as well, sticking around, getting a second reading. All right. Just wait a little bit longer for Nancy to clarify that last little bit. And if not, then I will get to those pick a cards. So waiting a little bit longer. Thanks everyone who has been here for the time being as we're waiting for Nancy as well. Just so you know, I do have bookings open for tarot. Okay, I do have bookings open for this weekend. If you are looking to get like a more in-depth reading for yourself, either 10 minutes for just like a video reading, you can send me up to three questions. And then if not, we can sit one-on-one virtually for a half-hour reading or an hour reading. Yeah, I also think she might mean rush, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to answer it because I'm also hearing that it might have to do with the poke. So, all right, Nancy, if you happen to be still on, awesome. If not, I'm going to move on to pick a cards. And if you get a chance to clarify, I will come back to you. All right. So like I said, pick a card A, B, or C. Let me know in the comment box below what card you picked as well. Let me know how all of this has resonated for you. What information are you taking away from this reading? All right. So it's interesting. All the cards are very, very similar in nature. And I love how this works. So I am using pick a cards. The pick a cards that I'm doing are from the Star Codes Astro Oracle. And this is by Heather Rowan Robbins. And I'm really, really enjoying these cards. So if you picked A, this is the 8th house and it's mystery. Of course, this is Scorpio. So just like I was talking, death, rebirth, right? Running with that mystery of life, that 8th house mystery. What is hidden under the surface that you're not seeing, that you might kind of skim it, but you're like, I'm not gonna pay over an over amount of attention to that because maybe you don't have the energy, the resources at this time. However, it is present. So it really wants that for you. So the action here is assess the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritance. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave, or if you or a lover withholds sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings, and try to heal dysfunctional dynamics with a clear and healthy boundary. Seduce honesty. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial agreements are a problem. If you understand your peculiarities and don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just part of who you are. Financial investors, advisors, consultants, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with the eighth house affairs. And if they work with integrity, they do so productively. So, yeah, I love that. All right. And oh, thank you. So I see Nikki, Aaron says C, and Dana says C. A lot of people are picking C today. Nikki has said, today we are allowing ourselves to sit on our lessons from the last couple years, recharging under this full moon and prepping to crush 2022. 100%. Yes. All right. And if you picked card number B, it is Scorpio. It is, again, that 8. So 8 is the number of that kind of. 7 is doing the hard work. 8 is seeing the hard work in motion. 9 is wish fulfillment. So, this both A and B are kind of telling me that, like, we're in that moment of work. We're in that moment where we're like, we've contemplated, we've had that divine guidance, and now we're doing the thing. We're doing the work. So this is investigate, and the action is drop assumptions and ask questions. Be fascinated by a mystery. Dive deep into the well rather than settle for the surface. Look under rocks and be curious, as the situation is going to require some research. Take nothing at face value. Probe the conscious and unconscious passions that motivate the situation. Be aware of the sexual dynamics in the room and what role they play. Look at what worst case scenarios so you can prepare, and then feel safe enough to search for the best case scenarios. Be ready to transform and transmute the situation. Distill the essence. Concentrate. Play your cards close to your chest. It's time to gather information, get the facts, work the material, and introspect. Listen to both the facts and to your own intuition rather than other people's opinion. Share only when you are ready. Appreciate moments alone. If you learn to be uncomfortable alone, you will have more bargaining power in relationships. Within the depths of your soul is your connection to the infinite. Search for it. And what really kind of sticks out to me here is that play your cards close to your chest. So a lot of times when we see momentum, especially in manifestations, especially in things that are like really joy, we want to, we might be a little bit too quick to start telling people what's happening in our lives. And so, keep that information close. Don't allow the energy of talking about a situation to kind of ruin the energy behind it. Allow momentum to build. And Nikki is saying that 8 is coming up quite a few times in their day today. So that's awesome. I love it. And then finally, C, we have progressions, journey. And what kind of came forward to me right now is like, it takes a lifetime. It's a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And so the action for this card is progression. Do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big sweeping arcs of karmic fate to your soul's journey. Your present situation might not make sense in the short term because it has more to do with big karmic patterns and how these intersects with the karmic patterns of the world's progress, and less to do with your daily existence. Stand back and look at your life's journey. Think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. The situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how you respond and where you go. To help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you. Even though you may have to go around the rocks and work with the tides, let your lighthouse guide you. All right. So that, my lovely, lovely witches, is the energy that is being held at this moment in time for this amazing, transformative lunar eclipse that is happening tomorrow between 1 and 6 a.m. Eastern. We are in eclipse season until December 4th, when we will have a total solar eclipse on December 4th. So get ready for the next 2 weeks to rock your socks. If you would like to tip me for this reading, you can check out my link tree. There is a tip jar there. But that's okay if you don't. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your subscribes. And I will see you next Thursday at 2. Thank you all so, so, so very much. Until next time, I'm Karina. This is The Witch's Inn. Bye.